Hello, Spider Peeps. Okay, well, every so often people give me laptops. And you know, because of other things on the channel, I really like recycling the bits out of laptops. A lot of times they're just giving me because they want it to be destroyed in a way that their data won't be exposed and things like that. So I do that for them, but also I get some of these juicy goodness. So I just thought today I'm gonna have a look inside one of these laptop batteries, and I've chosen this one because of late the UK banned my source of street lithium. Apparently these lithium vapor producers, I've always moaned that you can't recharge the battery, even though lithium batteries are rechargeable. You know, I want to reuse stuff that's been made, but eventually my source of street lithium is going to dry up. Now this was out of a rather lovely Toshiba, but lovely but very old now. And I don't know how many 18650s in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it going to be 4 or is it going to be 5? It's 14.8 volts. If I could do sums in my head, we'd be able to work it out. Let's try and take one of these apart and see whether these batteries inside are any use. I like to always pull the labels off first, because quite often things hide under the labels. And sometimes you can even see the battery under the labels. So I have to be careful with this because it's metal. Let's have a look. Get some of these labels off. Doesn't look like there's anything under that one. I'm definitely not digging into the plastic here. I'm just trying to reveal something under the label. And I think there is a slot. So that's where the two parts of the case come apart. So let's get this one off. See if this is the same. These are quite often always glued together or snapped together. They tend never to have screws in them. It's probably because of the danger of putting screws inside one of these. Oh, by the way, while I'm doing this, I've got a big Clive style explosion containment dish, which I can, which if there's a problem, I can just drop the battery in there and there won't be any issue. This one's even got this Fort Knox style lid on it. So thank you, Spider Son, for this. Yeah, let's carry on. Yeah, so there's nothing really in there, but if I look at the sides, you always find like there's an edge bit on it that you can prise apart. So I'll try and do it like this, so to put outward force on it and not any force into it to begin with. Possibly. No, that's not going to work. Let's try and peel. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, nice pink battery. Big Clive would love that. All right, so I'm checking it's not gone hot, and I haven't actually pushed anything into that battery, so that's a good thing, because that's what I desperately don't want to do. Let's try doing this at the other end as well. So you always find one way of getting into it, so it looked like pushing this one out. So let's try that. Oh, that's come apart lovely. So never cut into these packs unless you really want something exciting to happen. If you're doing this without gloves on and you're wearing one of these, be careful, because you don't want to get that in between the terminals of a battery. Talk to any car mechanic, they'll tell you about that, and batteries in cars. In fact, if you've ever had an experience of that, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you haven't, but hopefully you've heard of the stories and the tales of people who've done that. That's it. Okay, that's good. So what I always try and do is get to the point where I can see all of the batteries and all of the terminals. So I don't need this anymore. Send that to Train by Aaron. Okay, so I like to be able to see all the batteries first before I completely take them out. Then you're in a bit more control of what it's doing. And notice there's no sort of like dents or punctures in any of these. I mean, I'd probably be running if there was, but they're all okay. So will these come out now? You normally find there's a little bit of goo on the underside of them that sticks them in. There we go. Yeah, there's like, whoops. This is where you've got to be careful. So try and keep it in position. So yeah, so we've got, and this isn't a how to, remember, So there's the double-sided tape, and I should have disconnected most of that board already. Yeah, but there's these two at the end. So just a little thing that I found. Somebody spoke about this, spoke about ceramic cutters. So AliExpress provided these quite cheaply. I say provided, I bought them. So sometimes when you want to cut these metal bits, if you use a ceramic blade to cut it, if it will work, then you're not ever going to short anything out. So let's just try cutting that bit. Let's see whether it does it or whether the blades shatter. No, that was okay. So that's one off. We've got the little thermistor there. Hopefully that'll peel off, yeah. And that'll come out as well. Bit of sellotape on there holding it together. Yeah, so I might leave that bit on. That might be useful, but let's cut that bit off as well. Okay, we're nearly disarmed. Don't think there's anything that I can do to reuse this. Somewhere in here there'll be a memory chip that remembers how many times this has been charged and forces obsolescence. Terrible. But it's probably to protect us from exploding batteries. So I should be able to get to everything on these batteries now. So let's just pull in my thermography multimeter. And I'm not overly bothered about polarity at this point, but let's see whether there's any voltage in there. Wow, look. So 1.5 volts in that one. And we'd expect them, if this has been balanced, to be all the same. So that's 1.5 volts, a little bit less than it should be. That's 1.3 volts, 1.4, and the last one, 1.1. So these are all gone very much out of balance. I always hope they would be in balance. Okay, let's carry on with the processing. Let's cut these. So now we've got less of a problem for shorts. Do that one. And this one. It's funny, I can't remember whether I showed you this on the channel. I might have done in at Ali Hall, but I got these, and I also got these ones, which apparently are for baby food. I don't know why. Does anyone know why you would have ceramic things for cutting baby food pouches? I don't know, but does this work as well? Get more leverage on that. So yeah, not just for baby food, also for 18650s. When you look at how these have been put together, if you're making your own battery pack, really you need to follow these sort of things. Where this bit of metal here comes across the heat shrink on the outside of the battery, that positive is different from the negative of the case. So they put some thick paper underneath it and tape it all down. So that stops if the battery is somehow damaged, maybe if it gets a lot of vibration in travel or something like that. It protects the battery, stops anything that might short from rubbing against each other. This is the sort of thing, if you're making your own battery pack, you should do, because these things, when these things go off, they really go off. And you don't want that happening in your house, which is why I've told you. Okay, sometimes you can just pull the welds off this, and if that doesn't work, I just get something like this and just roll it off as quick as I can. Then again, there's some sharp bits. I've ground those down before now. Let's just put them out of the way. All right, so I will carry on processing the other batteries and get these all separate and ready to reuse. Okay, so looking at these batteries, I don't know if you can make it out. It's really faint for me, but this says TGNZ3L9004647. It doesn't say whether it's made from anyone. I hope these might be made by Toshiba, because they're out of a Toshiba pack, but it is quite old. It doesn't say Toshiba on any of them, I don't think. And that one's got the goop covering it. That's still TGN. I don't know whether the TGNZ3L9, yeah, that must be the model, and 44674. This is 4744. So I don't know whether that's a serial number. And these go, I can't see that one. And that's 390 at the end of that one. 02 390. So maybe some kind of date code or something. All right, so what am I going to do with these next? Okay, so my camera got full. That's the first time it's ever got full when I'm recording. I've just got so much stuff on it that I've not edited yet. Anyway, okay, we removed some of the old stuff. So I didn't realise it had stopped. So what I've got here is this 18650 tester. I can't remember whether I've shown this on the channel before. I think I might have done, but maybe not. I remember playing with it, but we've got one of the batteries in there and you see it's taking a charge at the moment, nearly 2 volts it's coming up. So all of these are under 2 volts. So all I'd said on the previous bit of recording was I'm going to go off now and leave these to charge. So I'll charge all of these batteries and then come back. In fact, I'm not going to do that. All right, so actually I'm going to try something else. So let's go back to a bit older school than this AliExpress wonder I've got. I've got a little plastic thing for getting the batteries out of this because that's a little bit safer. So let's put this away and try something else. Okay, so this is a 18650 charger tester. Jihu Garcia put on his channel once, and I thought they're a good idea. So this will do 4 at once. So although I've got the fancy digital one here, let's go a little bit old school and use this one instead. But the fact I can do 4 together is good. I mean, on this bit, it looks like you can do 2 at once, but you can't. One of them is just to power this device if it wasn't using USB-C. This comes with a very, very hard to read little battery indicator at the bottom. So I've just gone in there with a Posca marker and made sure I know the polarity. So let's see whether these pick anything up. Okay. Now the trouble with these is you can't always tell whether they're going to charge, and it might be that their internal resistance is too much, so that's why it's not charging. But you never know, we might get one battery out of it. This looks positive. So if you see, they're all taking a charge now. They're only doing 500 milliamps. So I'm just going to leave this and come back and see how much charge they take and see whether we can reuse these batteries. We'll see whether they can get to 4.2 volts. So I'll leave these. Really, I should leave them supervised, but I'm just going to leave them here a little bit and we'll come back later and have a look. Okay, so 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, that's all charged quite well. So the next thing that I'd do is run a test on these, just to see what the capacity of the batteries are. So let's reinsert all the batteries. And okay, that's now testing, so I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, probably overnight. So it'll discharge these and charge them up again and keep a record of how much charge they've taken. Oh, just quickly, the batteries are discharging. They feel quite warm, so let's just put this infrared meter on it. The whole device is quite warm itself. This bit down the bottom's warm. Must be resistors in there that are taking the load. But yeah, batteries are warm, but you'd expect that because they're discharging. But yeah, thermal. Yeah. Okay, so it's the next morning and you can see we've got the amount of power that was put into each cell. So now let's write those on the cells so that I make sure that they're matched when I use them in the future. Okay, so there's 4 18650s charged to 4.2 volts. That all look quite good condition, really. One thing that I'd like to do is just check what the voltage is now, and they should all be 4.2 volts. 4.118, 4.181, 4.181, that's good. 4.180, yeah. So they've all hold the voltage as well overnight. This thing doesn't hold the voltage, it just holds the charge it's put into it. So yeah, 4 batteries ready to reuse. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's lots of things now I can recycle out of laptops. There's the cells, there's the screens. I do quite like taking hard drives apart. I wonder how I could recycle these. Subscribe so you get to see the next video. Bye! Can't believe I've had a Nero all these years, 7 years, and I've never ever realised that the batteries are there Look at that. Oh. I mean, I'm about to sell this, but wow. I wish I could get my hands on the lithium in this. Lovely.